Two, and go.
What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? It's the Mailroom live on 101 TKO Radio. I'm your girl, Coach TaShon, and we are back, yo. We are back live in the studio, and I got me some friends in the building and friends in the building. But before we get to, well, let me go ahead and introduce my friends. We got Mr. Takeover. I see you
Hey,
with the hanger.
yeah. I was trying to play my fake harmonica. You know how it is.
What's going on, Mr. Takeover? We got Nelson on the ones and twos. How you doing, Nelson?
Feeling good this morning.
I see you all merched out. I like that new logo. 101
Hey,
TKO
that
Radio.
logo busting, man. It's
That
busting.
logo is busting. Yeah. LaRon, we got to step up our game. We got to step up our game. They coming after us, LaRon. They coming after us. Listen, I got my friends, Miss Atwell. How you doing, Miss Lady?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you answered the call and you're here
Yes,
with us. So, and then we
Yeah.
have Miss Evelyn. She'll be on in a minute. So, listen, before we get started, of course, the mailroom messages from him with TaShon Friends is being sponsored by Swag Her Magazine, Privy Stone Crest, TLC Coaching, and Looks by Miracle. And make sure that you have downloaded that app, 101 TKO Radio. And if you would like to be a sponsor of the mailroom, make sure you connect with us, DM me, but you could connect with me at Trinette at IamTrinetteLcollier.com. Listen, we've had an insightful week. I got the brow. I got
Wait.
what's going on.
The brow.
The
You
brow.
please
Oh, the
tell me the
brow going
brow.
out to.
Please tell me the brow is going out to not the chair. You ain't giving it to the chair, right?
Now the chair, the chair getting look. The chair. I was telling Nelson that the chair is making money.
Yes, the chair is
The
making
sales
money.
on the chairs went up. So if y'all ain't had no folding chairs, y'all better go on and get you some. Y'all should have already had some. If you've been having
I got
cookouts, you should
two
have
of
already
them.
had some folding
I
chairs.
got two of them.
You
It's
got two
almost
of
like I
them,
got two nines on my hips. I put them on. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
We got a couple of so they coming back in style. So listen, my brow goes to a few people. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. My first brow goes to the Whites in Montgomery. Boy, they done found out. They done found out.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
highlight of my. Y'all know I don't
bro.
condone violence. I
I
don't
don't
condone
either.
violence. I was sitting there eating my popcorn and watching that video about 20,000
Yes,
times.
yes.
Hey,
The
first of
funny thing
all,
about it is just the fact that the ancestors were speaking. That's all.
that's all. They just
Mm.
said, well, we a little tired. We a little tired.
Mhm.
Y'all not gonna jump on my elderly folk. And
Mhm.
the hat. Listen, I know everybody getting their merch. Y'all better go.
Yeah.
They got the song, the Montgomery Brawl.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised you ain't had it on the playlist.
You know what? Because it got cussing in it. They ain't
Oh,
edited
okay.
out.
Got you.
Yeah, it's full of cussing. So I was
Okay, all
gonna have it
right.
on there. They got the
Okay.
dance with it, the dance steps with it. But listen, Montgomery, Alabama had to redeem themselves after little Carly. So they they good with us now. They good.
That's funny. Boss, you breaking up. Y'all got internet issues over there? Miss Atwell, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm
Oh,
good.
okay. All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
What you did that bring not to ask you this question like this, but did it happen to bring you any form of excitement?
It did. It did. Because I was practicing. I got my chairs. I have my
Ah,
folding chairs. I got some white ones, just like the ones that.
oh crap, for
Yeah,
real?
I got them lined up because the stuff
Y'all
I
look
do so ahead of them. So I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for the chair action. So I'm practicing. So in case somebody come, I got it. I got the swing down. I was learning the dance. I still got to work on my dance moves, but yeah, I got the chair on site.
it
Okay.
seemed. Yeah, so yeah, that goes to them. But hey, y'all found out,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
to
they
find.
did.
But it's funny because one of the guys, one of the white guys, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't know that elderly man had them hands," and he
Yeah.
admitted he like had them hands. So I don't know if they're gonna charge him with a hate crime because they were like basically it wasn't. I mean, technically, it wasn't a hate crime. They just didn't like authority because the captain of the boat even said that they've always had issues with them, being asked to to remove their boat and whatnot. So, and it could be, I know they were saying that at the hospital, then that's when they start using the N words and whatnot. But they were just basically.
To be honest, I don't think it's going to be categorized on a hate crime, but I do think it had something to do with that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, a black man telling you to move your boat. Come on, So, but they they got them hands. When I saw that first boy skip with holding on to them pants, when you see a little black boy skip to a fight holding on them pants, it's about to go down. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, it's about to go down, So,
what did it for me is when the hat went up in the air. And he
that
was we got a new record for the swimming records. We hold that record. Okay?
I was going to say it was the swimming for me. It was the swimming for me. Yeah.
Right. So hey, shout out to Montgomery. Shout out to Alabama. Y'all redeemed yourself. Kudos to y'all. Y'all stood up and y'all showed who's the boss. And then I also. Truth, all seriousness, I really do like the fact and admire the fact that no guns were used.
Right.
No, nobody was killed. It was a straight up fight,
brawl.
A fist fight, brawl. Yeah, like a bar fight or whatnot.
Back in the day,
nobody was shot and killed. You broken noses or whatnot, but it just, it just took you back to those days where you just fought and you went on about your business. Everybody got them hands, men and women. You step in.
Man, I thought I was watching Whack-A-Mole, man. They were
right. So but they did arrest the black guy who excessively hit him on the wheelchair.
Hey,
now he did take a little too far. He did.
Know what? I don't blame him, but I think he's going to get off.
Yeah, he probably will.
I mean, because he was doing, it's sad, but like you said, TaShon, they redeemed themselves after Carly Russell, so they needed something to come up, and so they on the map. Montgomery on the map again.
Montgomery on the map. That's gonna last us for the rest of the year. So my other brow. Now this brow goes out to Southern Regional Hospital in Clayton County. Let me tell y'all.
You talking about that baby?
Yes, and let me tell y'all. I can't say too much because we have a suit out with Clayton. I hope this case shuts them down because Clayton County was responsible for my mother's death in a sense. They were supposed to airlift her to shout out to Grady. I don't care what people say. Grady Hospital saved my mom, but it was too late. And even they were like Southern Hospital. They drove her from Clayton County about 30 miles while she was bleeding in the brain versus airlifting her. And that's not even the only case. Southern Regional has had many, 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 many cases, but I hope this case right here shut them down. There is no way that you can deliver a baby, decapitate that baby, and then you're gonna prop the head up on the nurses and the doctors involved should be fired and lose their license. Period. There is that's lifetime trauma for that young lady and her partner. Like. I can't even fathom the thought. You pull out a baby and you don't even tell me, you can't even show me the baby, but you wrap the baby's body up and you prop the head up like it's a doll to kind of flash the baby in front of me.
Now that's evil.
That's very evil. Like I hope and I pray that they get shut down because Clayton Southern Regional has been has been horrible for decades now, and it's ran by the state. But I really pray that this case will wipe them out because they need to pay her a lifetime, literally pay her lifetime. There's no amount of money you can give me.
Nope.
That's gonna supplement what you did to me. So when I heard,
but do you know if that was her? I just saw that for the first time this morning. Do you know if that was her only child?
That was her first baby. First baby. at 20, her first baby. I
Wow.
never given birth, but I know all of the mothers I know, everybody on my
Oh,
family. Your first baby. Your first baby. I can imagine it's different from being the baby being stillborn,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
you don't
But
have any control.
that's straight.
But you
That's almost
pull
like
out.
murder.
It
That's like
Mhm.
is.
murder.
It
It
is.
is.
Because
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
as a doctor should know if that baby couldn't come out through that cavity. Okay, let me twist this
Let me.
baby back around and let's do an emergency C-section.
Because you would think to have the head severed like that,
Yeah.
you had to do some pulling and pushing and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
pull that baby, and
yeah,
instead of twisting and going up in her and turning the baby around,
right.
or just say, listen, we got to do an emergency
Emergency
C-section.
C-section. Yeah.
You just yank that baby out. But then you're gonna wrap the baby up like nothing has happened and won't
That's
let
what
this.
did it for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And they were gonna go to sleep.
yeah. Like
They were gonna go to sleep. Like ain't nothing happened. If they had got away with it, they were gonna go to sleep.
I hope and pray. That is one of my prayers. Like I said, even Grady, when they Grady, shout out to Grady Hospital. When they respond to trauma, they are really great hospital. And like I said, they saved my mother, but they did save themselves. Hey, Southern Regional was supposed to airlift your mom, point blank. So
Mm.
prayers to that family and
Yeah.
the whole unit, and even the doctors and so forth around them. I don't know how y'all sleeping. I just don't know. So, and the other brow goes to y'all President Trump accusing Atlanta DA Fonnie Will of sleeping with one of the gang members.
Oh
That man right
Lord.
there.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he round here,
Why is it
But
why is he still on why is he still out?
cause he can do that. Y'all
I'm
have allowed
like,
him to do
oh,
it.
he's still campaigning. How you how you
Li-
campaigning and you got these charges over your head? Almost like you finna get back in the presidency with these
This is
charges.
America.
And
You
he
can
is.
do
There he is.
whatever
That's what I'm
you
saying.
want
I'm like,
to
if
do.
they allow this man to get back in the after y'all done said he don't even supposed to be running anyway, because he got charges.
This
What
is
kind of mess
But
is
America.
he running. Hey, this is
This man
America for
knows
you.
all of the codes that we sit around here. That's what why
Man,
he's doing it.
man, he
He's
at
not
home right now. Up, up, down, down, left, right, A,
yeah,
B, select.
right. He know what he can and cannot do. We the only ones that
Yeah,
sitting back. Well, he ain't supposed. No, that man know all the codes. Why you think he got the he got the balls to do it? He do it just
yeah,
what he say he gonna do. So,
yeah,
but Trump is gangster. Y'all
Yes,
keep
he
playing
is.
around. Y'all keep letting him. If y'all
yeah,
want, yeah. They,
yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. You have
That's
Mhm.
to.
all I'm gonna
You
say.
have at some point. You have to hatefully give him a respect of he know exactly what he doing and he
Yeah.
ain't scared to do
He ain't. I
Yeah,
mean,
he
if you
is.
don't learn nothing else from Trump, you learn that, hey,
it.
I'm gonna do me.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna. I
Yeah.
don't
do
care
it.
what you say. I'm gonna do it. Yep.
Yes.
And then at some point, to a certain degree, 80% of the stuff that we need to do, we should have that mentality. Because
Yeah,
it's
we
gonna be
should.
always be somebody that's not gonna like what you're doing.
Right. Right.
So
So, but that's the
you sure that's
brow.
all the brows?
Huh?
You sure that's all the brow?
That's all the brows I can hold my eyes up to. So listen,
Oh,
when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more what's going on in the ATL, and we're gonna get into this conversation, y'all. What's your relationship status? Are you single? Are you married? Are you complicated? Are you single and looking? Are you married and looking? I need to know what these statuses are because I got a lot of folks asking me questions as a
I'm
relationship
scared.
coach. I know I am too. So listen, make sure you download that app, that 101 TKO Radio app. When we come back, we're gonna jump right into this live right here on 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back.
2, and 1.
And we are back, and that was Outkast. Listen, Atlanta is celebrating 50 years of hip hop. So this week was hip hop week, and of course they did. Mayor Andre Dickens paid homage to Outkast, Big Boy. They had a celebration last night, and all of that. So shout out
There
if
you
you
play
don't
that
know.
song.
If you don't know who Goody Mob, Outkast, all of them.
Mhm.
Shame on you. Shame on
Shame.
you. Shame,
Shame.
shame, shame. Shame on you. So
You need to get the brow.
yeah, listen, they will need to get the brow for real. Yeah. If you don't know. So it is the 50 years of hip hop, and y'all need to celebrate. Hip hop changed the trajectory. It just changed. I got my words.
Trajectory.
Yeah.
I
It
understand.
changed our music, our lifestyle, and all of that. So congratulations. Listen, what is your relationship status? So I put this up as a post again on my Facebook and whatnot. Thank you all so much for those
I
who
saw
tuned
that.
into it, and overwhelming responses. Great
Mhm.
job. And you know, there people are married, people are single, people are, wanting to date, don't want to date, they're
Mm.
happy. And so, as a relationship coach, a certified relationship coach, I like to put that in there because I don't specialize. That's not my niche. I'm not trying to hook up nobody. My husband told me to stay in my lane. I stay in my lane. I try to connect people, but I stay in my lane. But I do help people build their relationship with themselves so that they can get into healthy relationships. But I want to know what your status is. I talked about a little bit how a guy approached me. He wanted to bring me in to his with him and his wife. And I told him that's not my thing that I do. I don't
What?
roll like that. Oh yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah. It's here
No,
in
no, no, no,
Atlanta.
no. I'm saying, you ain't want to roll like that?
No, I don't like to share.
I don't like sharing either.
I don't like sharing in that capacity. I'll share everything that I share my
Mm-mm.
gum. I'll share my potato chips. I'll
I
even
can't share
share
that.
a wing with you. You're gonna have to be real special in my life for me to share a wing with you.
Mm,
I doggone sure enough don't want to share
mm-mm.
my bedroom, my space with.
Nope.
I don't get down with that.
Can't do it.
I can't do it. I just cannot do it. But what is what's y'all relationship status? I'm married. I'm married 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
What's your relationship status?
Miss Atwell, you can go ahead. Ladies first.
I'm single like a Pringle, and I'm ready to
Ah.
mingle. Okay, I am single. Yes, Miss Atwell is single.
She said
Oh,
single like a
single like a
Pringle.
Pringle. Oh,
And you ready to mingle?
And I'm ready to mingle,
Uh,
hon.
Nelson
Yes,
said, what flavor Pringle?
oh, all flavors, Nelson, all
oh
flavors.
Lord.
All
Okay.
flavors.
I got
All
that new sweet potato.
She is ready to mingle. So you single and ready to mingle.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh.
Oh wow. How long have you been single?
So I've been single for 11 years.
Really?
Oh wow.
11,
Okay.
11 years single.
Okay. And so you feel like you are absolutely ready to get out there in a dating game, and you're
Yes,
ready, like you're ready
yes.
to. Now, are you wanting to get married, or you just really want to date and just
So I want to
enjoy
date
dating?
first and get to know people better, but the end goal is to get married, is to
Okay.
share this life with someone else. For
Mhm.
me, because of past experiences, and TaShon, we've talked about this. I had to
Yeah.
make sure that I was healed first. I had to
Yeah.
make sure that I myself was healed, completely, totally healed, so that I don't carry any baggage from the past
Mm.
into the new relationship. So
Right.
absolutely. So I had to take the time to date myself, take the time to learn me, take the time to do
Right.
self-assessment so that I'm not damaging or hurting anybody else. So yes.
Right. I respect that. Mr. Takeoff, what's your status?
I am happily booed up. I don't want it no other way. Ms. Atwell, you just stated something that I think
Yes,
is
sir.
something that people really don't understand. And I go back to last week where the episode pretty much had people saying, well, that's the reason why I don't want to be with somebody. But not understanding that you can't control the other person, granted, but you have some traumas yourself that you have to go through a process, because though whatever happens to you in a relationship, it causes things. And so with you saying that, it makes me think about my aunt, because I asked my aunt about the topic to Sean after the show. And surprisingly, my aunt was like, I didn't want to, because I asked her why she was single. It's like, because I wanted to be. But on top of that, long story short, my son said that there was too much testosterone in the house already with him and her brother. And so she didn't want to bring anybody in. And then also he was young at the moment. And she has a situationship with his dad where it's a lot of stuff going on with that. Not to give anybody's business out. She didn't want to bring into a relationship with someone. And I took and kudos to her, because she also stated that I have issues. And I don't think a lot of folks, when they sit up and say, oh, that's the reason why I'm single, you don't have to pick the same type of person that you seeing somebody else with. And I just think that's a cop out of people just want to hide from, they don't want to heal themselves. So I like that, Miss Atwell.
I appreciate that. I mean, I've talked about it, like TaShon said, on TikTok, and I use my platform to talk about this stuff. And I thought it's a transparency for me that you have to learn yourself first and foremost. And we have to, it's called accountability. And if you don't have accountability for what you do, you'll continue to perpetuate that toxic cycle and wonder why you're by yourself. You know, it's about knowing where you're from. You know, you got to know yourself. You have to do your homework. And I remember on a conversation we had, I asked them, do you do your homework on the person that you're getting ready to date? It's important. Do you know that person's background? Do you know where that person's upbringing, what that person have lead? And for myself, I had to question after 2 failed relationships and leaving a fiance, because I was a fiance. And after leaving that relationship, I had to go deep and say, well, what's the cause of this? What is the effect? Why am I in this situation? So I had to go back and really search and deep and ask questions to realize, okay, I have triggers. I have traumas. What am I going to do with these traumas and triggers now that I found out what it was? So it's very important. And I say this, you know, and I'm going to stand on it, that it's important that when you go through something, we have to take a self accountability and say, okay, let me go back, because if we don't, we're just going to continue to stay in it. And then we have to change the food group, because we attract certain type of people. So you got to change your food group and what you want to attract.
Yep. That's one of the exercises that I tell I tell potential clients, and that I have in my journal. You have to take a look at yourself, and most people don't want to do that. And it's not saying that there's something wrong with you, because I don't want men and women, especially women, I don't want you to think that there's something wrong with you. But let's be honest, there is something that's there that if you keep attracting the same person, you know, like I talk about all the time. Before I met Chef, I had to look in that mirror, which is one of my exercises. I look in the mirror butt naked, and I take an evaluation of myself from inner, outer, spiritual, mentally, physically, all of that. And I say, well, what's going on with you, Trinette? What's going on with you, Sean? What's going on with you, girl? Because you keep attracting the same type of dudes, the same MO. Like, you cheating, having children on me. I'm taking care of you, all of that. So listen, wait a minute. We got a caller. Who is wait a minute. Who we got, Nelson? Caller, how you doing? Who is this? Who this? Good morning.
Oh, I can hear it. Are you here?
How you doing, Alicia? How you doing?
Okay, hold on, let me see if I can.
Awesome. Tell us what's on your mind? What's going on? You're breaking up, caller. Caller. All right. Well, we're gonna hang up, and then we're gonna let you call back in. But listen, Call in. We're going to take a quick music break. And when we come back, we're going to hopefully connect with the caller. And we're going to get back into this conversation. What's your status? Are you single, married, ready to mingle? Is it complicated? Miss Atwell says she's single like a Pringle and she's ready to mingle. Listen, stay connected. Make sure you download that 101 TKO Radio app, and we'll be right back. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. That was one of my favorites. Jump, crisscross. Rest in peace to Chris. But used to wear them clothes backwards. My dad didn't like, turn them clothes around. You ain't hip hop.
I always wanted to wear my clothes like that, but I could never. I was never brave enough.
Right. Caller. We got our caller back. Caller. Are you back with us? How you doing? Awesome. Listen, tell us what's going on with you. Are you single? Are you married? Is it complicated? What's going on? What's your status? You single as a Pringle. Now, are you ready to mingle, or you just you content and happy being single? Gotcha. So are you now, Miss Atwell did say that she had to get herself together and it took some time to heal. And so do you feel like I don't know your past or whatnot, but do you feel like that you're ready to bring someone into your life? Or are you ready to be in someone's life?
Baggage or my old into a relationship and everything like that. And I don't want to. I understand everybody has situations or whatever, but that's the only thing that I've been scared of because people can judge you on your past.
And I get that. But I feel also when the right person comes into your life, they're not going to judge you. They're not gonna have room to judge you because that's not who they are. So, so don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to let someone in, because that person is also gonna be healed, before they come into your life. And so they're not gonna have room to judge you. I hope so because I am a certified relationship coach. I know, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Before y'all go spend money, I'm giving you free advice. You got to journal. No, you got the journal. Utilize it. But I'm so glad that you are ready. That is a big step. So give yourself a pat on the back because you're finally ready to say you said it out there live on 101 TKO Radio. Y'all heard it first right here on the mailroom. She is ready to mingle. You hear yourself? Well, you're gonna have to mingle before you get a relationship.
Oh man,
Girl, it's only we only got two. You only got 1 minute.
Hey.
Okay. So you're gonna make it clear that you're not trying to have sex right now. You just want to date.
Which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, that's very good. That is very good. So I'm very proud of you. So we're gonna take the next step. We're gonna get you ready to start dating. Would you like that service? There you go. So we already know that you are ready to mingle. You're ready to date. You're not having sex, and so you're gonna get your list together. So when we come back and we meet again, we're gonna have these things that you're gonna get prepare yourself for to meet somebody. Okay. All right then. Well, all right. Thank you. Enjoy your Saturday. Keep listening. Bye, girl. Okay, then. Bye, girl.
Certified.
Listen, I'm so glad to hear that you're ready to date.
Certified. But I that thing kills me too with that is I do understand, the Bible did say that, wait, in so many words, wait for the man to come find you. But if you ain't out there to be found,
you got to do the work. And a lot of times people don't want to do the work. And what does that work look like? That work meaning you're going to continue living your life, because you still have to be productive. You can't sit around and not do anything and just wait for the man to come to you. Or, you have to be productive. That means you're doing, if you're working, you're being productive, highly productive on your job. If you're an entrepreneur, you're working your business. Whatever you're doing, you still have to be active. So you're not sitting around waiting on him. We wait, but while you're waiting, you're still living. And that's a lot of times we do forget that we don't live, and we're just like,
unless you're the milkman or the mailman or UPS man, and I come to your door, and if I'm supposed to be your man, then that might be a little different because you're answering the door.
Okay.
See, listen. So
I got to agree with him now.
Right.
That's how it was
Trust
back
said,
in the
I gotta
day.
download the app because looking at Mr. Takeover dancing, they must be playing Go Get That Money. Girl, go download that app. Go download that app. So listen, what is your status? Nelson, you want to share with us your status?
So I'm single.
You single like a Pringle too?
Oh Lord, Nelson. All right. Okay, Nelson.
He's single. He's single. So what are you ready to mingle? Or are you like happy and content with being single?
No, I'm ready to mingle.
Okay.
I can still mingle and be single at the same time.
Right. That's true. That's true.
I mean, I'm ready, to start dating and everything.
Okay.
Find that right one.
Yeah. So you're ready to date. Miss Atwell, you're ready to date. And when I was looking on my post, there are a lot of people that are ready to date. Now, the problem that I have come across, a lot of people, I don't know if it really is regional, but I know dating in Atlanta can be difficult. When I was dating, it can be challenging, right? Lauren, where you were when you started dating, was it difficult for you when you got out there before you got married?
Yeah, because people really want being honest.
Yeah.
And I, just like Miss Atwell was saying, I had to go through a healing process because I had to figure out why was I getting all these and they were nut jobs. And the fact that I stayed in her relationship made me even more of a nut job. So, and I had to understand and figure out what's wrong with me. My picker was broken.
Yeah.
And so it's hard.
Yeah, it is a little challenging.
Yeah.
It is a little challenging. I remember dating before Chef. Chef said, "What's up, y'all?" Chef said, "What's up, 101 TKO Radio?" Latressa said, "I'm single like a dollar bill at the strip club."
Oh,
yes. Oh, wait, hold on now. You try to get
like a
Tressa, you single like the dollar bill. Is that crisp dollar bill? That crisp one.
Not the wrinkle one, not the wrinkle one. It gotta be the crisp
one. The crisp. Like it is kind of challenging, but at the same time, I can't remember. I'm not that far removed from dating. It's only been 7. We only been together 6 years, but we dated. So that was 2013.
Dating though.
Yeah, dating him is different from dating outside. Like that is different. I know, Chef. You like, yeah, it's different. Because if I don't like you on that date, I still gotta go to the bedroom and go to sleep or whatever. I can't I ain't calling you back.
Okay, but he's still gonna be there. You might not like.
Yeah, he's still gonna be there. So if I don't like, like the date,
right,
if you tick me off that night, I still gotta see you in a few minutes.
Okay, I get it now. All right, you're right. You're right. There's been a couple of nights like that. I understand.
But for the most part, when we do our date nights, you're right. As a married couple, you still have to date. You have to date, because if not, your eyes will wander. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Your eyes will wander. Even as a married person, if you do not keep that flame going in your marriage, and you see all the other people out there being single and enjoying, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? I wonder what is it like. I wonder what's it like.
Is that grass green on the other side?
Yeah, you be wondering. Go out there and get a chair if you want to.
Man, they seem like they could.
With a chair.
They bushes real good. They
bushes real good. That's Temptation Island. You better do what it takes,
Look, Handsome Honey talking about 2016. Yeah, we didn't start dating, babe, until 2015. He keeps saying 2016, but I got it on Facebook where you asked me to be your girlfriend. I got proof. He keep denying it. We didn't officially start dating until 2015. He said 2015.
He sound like Lisa. We've been married for 5 years. She say 1.
I'm gonna get a folding chair. You know what?
Not the folding chair coming
Not the
out.
folding
Oh
chair.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
He keep forgetting, like I got proof. But yeah, the dating scene is hard. Tressa said the dating scene is really hard now. And so I guess this is my question, being on this side, because I don't I understand it is because you have so many people wanting different things. Like people are coming with these lists of, expectations, or just some some of the stuff that people
But
are
but
asking.
those expectations do not equal up to who that person is, though.
Right. So hold that thought. We're gonna take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. What exactly are people looking for when they're dating? Like, I want to know, because some of this stuff I'm just not understanding why it's so difficult to date. But hold that thought. When we come back live on 101 TKO Radio, we will get back into this. But make sure y'all download that app, please. Go do it right now. 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back.
2, and 1.
And we are back live in the studio, 101 TKO Radio. I'm your girl, Coach TaShon of the Mail Room. Welcome back, and welcome, Evelyn. How you doing? Our other
Hey,
friend.
Dr. Whitney. Hey.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
your
not
clip?
sure.
No,
Not
that was
sure who
me.
that
I was
was.
saying, hey, Dr. Whitney.
Oh, that was
Hi.
That was me. I
That
was
was
excited to see Dr.
Yeah.
Whitney.
Thank you.
Listen,
You
we
guys, I'm sorry.
I love the hair. I love the hair. I love
Thank
it.
you. I've never had
Listen.
so many problems trying to log in, so I apologize for being late. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. Listen, that's technology. That's the world of technology. So I appreciate you being on. Listen, for those who are just joining, chiming in, make sure you download that 101 TKO Radio app. I would love to play the music, unmute, but Facebook and all them be tripping, and they like to flag your accounts because of music and all that. So that's why we have the app. Go to the app so you can hear the entire broadcast and the dope music, and so that you can also we have a fan wall. We have a fan wall, y'all, so y'all can chime in on the fan wall. Tell us what you like about the mailroom. If you have topics that you want us to discuss, you can put it on the fan wall and all that. But go download the app, 101 TKO Radio app. And remember, the mailroom messages from him is sponsored by Swag Her Magazine, Privy Stone Crest, TLC Coaching, and Looks by Miracle. And if you would like to sponsor or be a sponsor of the mailroom, DM me or email me at Trinette at I am Trinette L. Collier. So listen, we're talking about what's your status. What's your status? And Evelyn, before we get into this clip that Mr. Takeover has, what's your status?
I like to say that I am single for tax purposes.
You single for tax purposes?
Yes, I am.
That's interesting.
Essentially, that means that I do date, but I have not committed to anyone. I am not in an exclusive relationship, but I am dating.
I like that. We're gonna jump back into that after. I like that. Shoot, if you know what I know as a married person now, tax purposes. Listen, it is real. So, Mr. Takeover, what clip do you have for us?
This clip basically it talks kind of about questions that we tend to run from when we're trying to date. Because it says some of the issues. We don't want to ask those hard questions, and then we find ourselves 5 years later down the line trying to figure out, you ain't tell me this. Well, that person has a right to sit up and say, you ain't asked.
Distorted on his.
I'm distorted?
Yeah, you're sounding distorted, LaRon.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but now turn yourself up.
Oh, I had to turn myself down. Can you hear me now?
Turn it up a little bit more.
Okay, the Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Turn it up a little bit more. You were almost perfect.
I was almost perfect. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, thank you. Turn on my very white voice. All right, babe.
Don't try to get on here and show out. Don't show out. You know, we got new friends on the. Don't try to show out.
No, I was scared.
We're gonna have a meeting afterwards.
Wait, hold on. He did tell me I need to turn around to the thing here where the word said. Okay, hold on. Can you hear me good now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little shake, like little distorted for real though. But it's distorted. Like that. It's like that mic. You know how you
a little staticky.
Yeah, the staticky. That's the word.
Okay. All right.
There you go. That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll work with it.
All right, y'all making me feel bad.
No, don't feel bad. We'll take that mic back. Where you get that mic from?
Hey, can you hear me now?
We can. That's perfect.
That's perfect. Yeah, it ain't the mic. It's my M audio box. I just pulled it out my book bag and trying to be all fancy and stuff, but I guess I can't.
See, don't be doing that on my time. Don't do that on TMR time.
Wait, I'm sorry. My bad, boss. I'm sorry, boss. I'm sorry.
Don't show out. You're getting a write up.
God. Let me play this clip before you get me in trouble.
Getting her right up. So what's the clip about?
As why are we afraid to ask tough questions on the first date? So I thought maybe when I came across this last night, this fit directly with the topic.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead and play it. Wait a minute.
You have to communicate clearly your needs, your desires, your expectations. A lot of us start relationships or dating, and we just want to know, what's your favorite color? What you like to do on the weekend? What kind of food you like? Okay, how is that allowing you to get to know who this person is at the core? Like, you should not be afraid to ask tough questions on the first date. When I met him, it was like, nice to meet you. Okay, so what's your relationship with God? Do you have trauma from your past? You have childhood trauma you're still dealing with? What's your relationship with your mom and dad? Do you have any hate towards women? Like, you got any, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got anger from like your past that's gonna affect our relationship. Are you okay with me taking things slow? You know, like these deep questions that a lot of us are like, oh my God, I'm gonna run him off. Like, ask this. No.
Let him run.
If he's running, let him run. Let him run. Do not chase him. Do not give him. And this is another thing I have to learn too, because I was like, okay, oh man, maybe I'm being too mean. Maybe I'm being too. But if somebody shows you one red flag, believe them.
Yes.
We do not believe people enough. As women, we want to be like, okay, well maybe he just had a bad day. Maybe he just going through a lot. Let me try to heal him. Let me try to mold him into exactly what I want to be. You can't do that. And let me tell you something too. You can't. Nobody can heal inside of a relationship. So if you get into a relationship thinking, okay, to fix, right?
Yeah.
Good information. That's my thing. I'm an advocate for having that communication. You have to be, and I talk about it all the time. Me and Chef didn't go to a fancy restaurant. Well, I mean, and I didn't want him to spend that money on me in the first day. We had a simple meet and greet at Chipotle. With $20 in my pocket. I don't know how much he had in his pocket, but I had my change just in case he acted up, and I was able to pay for my meal, my little burrito or whatnot. But that meet and greet, we went and we talked, and then we asked those hard questions, and it may have been uncomfortable, but he didn't leave, because my thing was, I don't have time to sugarcoat what I'm looking for. I'm like, okay, I'm in my mid-40s. I don't have time to be like, well, what you like to do? No, it's like, listen, let's get to the meat of this, because eventually I'm going to learn what, your favorite color is and all of that. But I need to know this because of my past experiences. I don't have time. I need to know what how you handle finances, what's your sexual status is. Believe it or not, I would ask guys, what's your sexual status? We in Atlanta, and I had to come. And now I did run a couple of guys off with that question. They took offense to it, but for me as a female, I'm like, listen, I'm not into dating bisexual men. I'm not into dating, whatever sexual orientation that I need a heterosexual man. And so these are questions that we are afraid to ask in these days and times. What are your takes on asking those tough questions?
So for me, TaShon, I agree with those questions. And then again, we've had this topic on another platform, and I've talked about this. I feel like these crucial conversations are most important. One, we're getting to know the person that you ask, the person that you're interested in. You're putting all the cards on the table. So, if you say, hey, you know what, I got this is what you do. I'm leaving that door open to give you an option, give you a choice. So now you have an option. Do you want to date? Do I want to go ahead and proceed and date Miss Atwell? Because if you don't ask these questions and we act like we in high school with what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Now, when we get into a relationship, it leads to it's a forced relationship. Mm-hmm. And then you have those arguments. Well, I didn't want to be in a relationship anyway. So it kind of stops those things. And it's important. Yes. What's your income? What's your goal? What are we doing? Where do you see yourself in 3 years? Where do you see yourself, even in a year, 6 months? Because I need to know who I'm coming into partnership with and how it's going to be. Because here's my thing. I can't come into the relationship requesting that you make 6-7 figures and I'm on a Happy Meal menu.
Right.
That's not going to work right there. You know,
Happy Meal.
you're not coming in and, or you tell me something and then come to find out you ain't got no job.
Right.
You need to figure these things out. So yes, we not you doing the little things, but like I said, it's the crucial conversations that's going to build healthy relationships. Not to put this person out there, but you know, I have a friend that like we talked about, and he always said to me, what do you have to bring to the table? And he says to me, you know what, bringing to the table isn't always in a adult way. Bringing to the table is like, because real men really do not care what we bring to, but I need to know where your mindset is. I need to know what your thought process is and what you're thinking. And you know, if I'm not elevating being in a relationship with you, what are we doing? And most importantly, like I tell myself, I have to be careful who I build a foundation with, because what I'm not going to do is have a faulty structure or start building something and you go finish it with somebody else. So I need to ask those questions.
Right.
I like that.
Evelyn,
I like that.
What's your thought on that, Evelyn?
One of the things that I've recognized is the things that we're discussing in this synopsis point are covering a broader timeline than we may be cognizant of. On the case in point of what societal dating used to look like when people first met and they got to know each other, asking those simple questions had a purpose. What's your favorite color? What do you like to do? All of those things are easy for people to talk about themselves to get over that nervousness of meeting someone new. So it served a purpose at that point. But now, as you said, TaShon, there are people who have been through so much that they don't even care about those simple things anymore. They're trying to get to the point of, listen, are you going to break my heart? Okay, is this going to be a waste of my time? And if we're not looking for the same things, I don't have time to sit around and wait 2 years to figure that out. So yes, there is a propriety in getting to know those substantive things about a person. Whether or not the first date is the best place for those depends on the person, because someone who's had different experiences and are just trying to, someone who's had different experiences and they're trying to just get to the point of, are we going to make this work? Are we going to try this? What are we going to do? That is the approach for someone who is determined to be in a relationship. Someone who is looking to build a friendship first that may step into an exclusive relationship would be more comfortable with the simple things in the first date.
That is.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
And that's that's what happened before me and Lisa got married. And I've said the story a couple of times already, where I have a difficult relationship with my exes and my kids. We both have made bad decisions, me and their mom, on both ends, to where it was kind of a toxic situation. And me coming in, I'm like, hey, I have to disclose all of what's going on, and this part of you getting to know me, because it's a form of baggage in so many folks' eyes. And her thing was, all right, well, we can take our time to get to know each other. And again, like I say, God's like, I need to place all this on the table because I need you to know the situation. So if you want to be in this, we can go with it, instead of them showing up at the door and saying, oh, this and this and that, and you trying to figure out what happened. Why you didn't tell me this 2 years ago? And it ended up being the best thing for me, because we almost didn't get married because it was so crazy. And I think that was like one of the best things that ever happened, that when we were able to weather that storm and get through everything, get to where we're at now, that built that foundation for us that Ms. Atwell was saying. I think, me personally, most people have started, definitely more than anything, missing that foundation building aspect when it comes to them deciding to say, I want a long-term relationship.
Right.
or
Hold that
getting
thought,
married.
Laurent.
Because a marriage is not going to last if you don't build a house on it. Okay.
Right. Hold that thought, Laurent. When we come back, we're going to take a quick music break. And when we come back, we're going to jump right back into this discussion. And if you want to call in, make sure you call in. You can tune in, download that app, 101 TKO Radio. We're talking today. What's your status? Are you single? At Miss Atwell and Nelson said they single, mingle, pringle. What y'all say? Y'all single and ready to
Yeah,
pringle?
single like a
You single
Pringle
and
and
ready to
ready to
mingle?
mingle.
And Ellen says she's single with the tax purposes. So listen, we want to know what's your status. We'll be right back live on 101 TKO Radio.com.
Two, and one.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us and tuning in. Again, make sure you download that 101 TKO Radio app so that you can hear everything that's going on, and then you'll be able to join us on the fan wall. Chime in. You can chime in there. Tell us what you like about the show and what topics you want to hear. So we're asking a question. What is your status? You're married, single? Is it complicated? I've met a lot of folks who are in complicated relationships. Yeah, I'm kind of baffled by that. But Evelyn, you wanted to address which question?
There was an issue of what do you bring to the table? I
Yeah.
remember a number of months
The
ago
legs.
when
If that's all you got, honey, you in
well,
trouble.
the
I'm
legs
sorry.
hold the table up. I like that. The legs hold the table up. So I get where you
Okay.
go. I've seen so many people become unwound regarding
Mm-hmm.
that question, and it's particularly women who will take offense to being asked, "What do you bring to the table?" Because in many situations, when the guy is asking that question, he may be talking about, can you cook? Can you clean? Do you want kids?
Mm-hmm.
Are you submissive? Are you docile? Do you do what I say? Do you have attitude? All of those types of things that he thinks would make a sufficient partner. And
Mm-hmm.
another, do you argue about my side chicks, or can I just do what I want and you still my
Right.
ride or die situation?
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to counsel women, and I say counsel using the word very loosely, but what I like to share with women regarding that question is, number one, don't be offended by it. What
Right.
should happen is that you take the question and ask it back to him. Because, ladies, suppose you can cook like a chef, suppose you
Mm-hmm.
can housekeep like the most professional maid in the world, suppose you are a super nanny when it comes to kids, suppose you have a sex drive to the moon. If he's not looking for any of your wifey wares, it doesn't matter what you bring. It's not going to be respected, it's not going to be received,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be
Mm.
cherished. Even whatever
Ooh.
he's looking for is the more important issue. So when he
Mm-hmm.
asks you, what do you bring to the table? Sure, you can list some accomplishments. Sure, you can list some talents, but flip it right back and say, what are you looking for? Because
Mm.
whatever you have to bring, if it's not what he's looking for, it's going to be taken for granted. And that's how you get out of that situation.
Mm-hmm. I like
Yeah,
that. I
a lot of them
remember.
ain't gonna tell. A lot of them ain't gonna respond to that very well. So yeah, I'm about like you, John. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
I
they
remember my mom used to, she asked me, because before I was bougie, right? I just knew that I was supposed to marry a pastor or a deacon or, an executive corporate, whatever. I had that dream at that time because that's what I thought, as a woman, a career woman was supposed to have. And I remember my mom, she said, well, what are you bringing to the table? And I was like, what you mean
Mm.
what I bring to the table? I could do this. I got my own job or whatever. And she said and this was, again, back in the day, she was like, so you're wanting the guy to bring the 6 figures, 7 figures or whatnot. But what are you going to offer at the table? What are you going to bring to the table? And so at that time, I didn't understand what she was talking about and I didn't understand the question. But then as I got older and I started dating, I'm like, okay, now I need to ask the guy, what is it that you can do for me as well? Like if I'm bringing the substance this to the table, then what is it that you can do for me as well at the table so we can build it together and sit at the same table or whatnot. And some guys do expect you to, that's what they want you to bring to the table, but that's not going to be enough. And that's why that crucial, as you said, Miss Atwell, that crucial conversation needs to take place in the beginning. It's like, what is it that you're looking for? And because I told Chef in the beginning, y'all know I don't cook. That was one crucial piece of information I made sure I put out there. I ain't cooking. So if you're looking for that type of girl, just keep on walking by because I don't cook. You know what I'm saying? I,
one of
I
the
I will try, but I'm not that girl who's gonna give you a 6 course meal every Sunday. So, what were you saying, Evelyn? I'm sorry.
a lot of times when men are asked what do they want in a wife, The things that they say are that she can cook, she can clean, sex on the ready, and she can pop out some kids for me. Now, if you look at those things, you can hire a person to cook for you. You
Right.
can hire a person to clean your house. You can hire a person for sex, and you can hire a surrogate to bear your children.
True.
None of those things that this person does means that they are your partner in life.
Right.
All
Right.
of those services that they're looking for someone to be an employee, not a partner. Those are different levels. Because once you pay that person who's cooked, who's clean, who's had your babies, who's led you to your orgasm, once you
Right.
pay for those things, you and that person have no more than a contractual obligation to each other, and you're both going to walk away from that.
Right. Hold on, Evelyn. We have a caller. Hold on to that thought. Caller, how you doing? Awesome. How may we help you?
My thing is, you got to bring something to the table. And why are people always looking for finances, do finances together?
So explain, did you understand what she was saying about bringing to the table?
Maybe I'm not. Maybe.
So Evelyn, can you say that again? Can you repeat what you were saying about bringing to the table?
Okay, wonderful. When the question is asked, what do you bring to the table? When women receive that question, yes, she can answer with whatever accolades and talents and things that she can commit to the relationship. But the more important question that she should ask him is, what are you looking for? Because suppose to put this in terms of money, because money makes everything kind of easily comparable. If we say that the man has asked her, what do you bring to the table? And she says, I have $200 million that I'm bringing to this table. If he's only looking for somebody with a buck 25, then all of that she has, everything that she brings is not going to be valued by him because he's not looking for what she's capable of. He's looking for less than what she's capable of. And everything that she does that will satisfy the minimum bar, the subpar requirements that he has, everything that she can do beyond that will be wasted if she's with someone who is looking for less than what she's capable of. And that's why when he asks her, what do you bring to the table? Yes, she can answer the question, but more important for her, she should ask him, what are you looking for? Because if she's capable of more than he wants, she will never be able to be, she won't get what she needs out of that relationship the same way that he will from her.
But do you think that at the end of the day, men just really don't know what a wife is?
I do. I absolutely agree with that. And that's a perfect segue to the other point that I was making as the caller came in.
Yeah, that goes both ways, men and women. You really don't know what a wife or a husband role is because we don't come out the womb being in these positions, but you learn, and that's when you surround yourself, or you it's like a class. You have to take you have to learn how to be in these roles because you don't know how. You don't know how to be a dad, you don't know how to be a mom, you don't know how to be a wife or a husband, and so forth. So it is a learning process.
Many times
it's not the same. I think that's
hold
the
on,
biggest thing
hold on,
too.
hold
It's
on,
not
hold
the
on.
same across.
Hold on, Nelson was speaking. What you say?
If I could speak on that, who's to say what's a wife and a husband is? I think is when you find that person, all of that become defined within that relationship. Because what somebody, in my opinion, what somebody say, okay, this is a husband role or wife role, myself or anybody else might be like, I don't see that. So I think in my eyes, I think you define that when you're in that relationship or between you and that person.
Yeah. What were you saying, caller?
So I've been married. The only reason why I divorced him was because he cheated. developed our finances together. We developed our house together, all that stuff. And then I did have a relationship with my ex, and he passed away and stuff like that. So I don't understand why people want financial or whatever. So I know, in my opinion, I know how to be a wife and stuff like that. So I get what she's saying, but at the same time, I don't get it.
And that's fair. I mean, because again, your experiences are going to be different from everyone here on the panel. And that's the part where I tell clients there's a line between where you need to go to maybe seek marriage counseling or some type of therapy, because there is still something underlying that you haven't been able to get past, a blockage, to help you move forward, because you're going to have to get some type of, and I know that you're on a healing journey, and which is really awesome. But if those are some of the questions that you are still stoked on, then it's probably time for you to go ahead and start, seeking some additional assistance, which is nothing wrong with, because there are therapists for different types of situations. There are dating coaches, there are marriage coaches, and I encourage people to utilize those resources, because they can tell you how to get over that hump. Because if you're still having those questions and those doubts, then that means there's something there that is still blocking that moment. Because again, your past is your past, and you're going to have to, in order for you to get into a new relationship, you're going to have to release that past.
On your past, when you want to have a relationship and stuff like that, where they sit and judge you on your past.
Not the right people. The right people are not going to judge. You got to understand that the right people that come into your life are not even thinking about that, because the right people, the healed people that are ready to move forward, they have the same mentality. They're not going to, compare their past and your past to anything. They have already moved forward. So, but now that's what you have to bring to the table. You have to bring forth your healing, and that, and you're ready to move forward, not linger in the past. But listen, thank you so much, caller. I'm not rushing you off. We got to take a quick music break. Stay connected to 101 TKO Radio. When we get back, we're going to keep talking about this. Evelyn and Miss Atwell and Mr. Takeover, they got some good valid points, y'all. Y'all need to tune in, because again, y'all know I don't bring no junk on this radio show. I bring the sauce, the spice, and the people. We got experience and wisdom up in here. So listen, tune in to 101 TKO Radio, and the mail room will be right back.
The face. Where the space? Where the face? Face. Where the face? 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 The place. And they measured that about 30 page of that. So why you want to go?
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio.com. Make sure you download that app. Listen, we are live in the studio. I got my friends with me. I got Miss Evelyn. I got Mr. Takeover, Miss Atwell, and I got Nelson on the ones and twos. And we're talking about this topic. What's your relationship status? Are you single? You dating, married? What is it? And so our caller just called in, and I'm so, and I do have to give her kudos for this is a big step for her. And I'm gonna put out this, that's my sister, and she is like she is the Miss Independent Black card, da 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 da, and she's learning to put it down. So give her a hand clap because she's opening herself up. She says she is ready to date. And I want her to hear something from the male perspective, because for her to share this much with an audience speaks volumes. If you know our family and you know my sister, but she is ready to date. But Nelson said something earlier. Nelson, would you repeat that?
What I was saying was that, if from just the outside looking in and just hearing what you were saying, if it's still lingering about anything from the past relationship, I don't think, so in my opinion, she's ready.
Yeah.
Because I will say for myself, is when I was my last previous long-term relationship, it took me a long time to get over that woman,
Yeah.
I was, because it was at some point, I was ready to date, but I knew if I was dating somebody and then that person was my ex would have said, let's work it out. I would have just left. And then that would have been, saying it wouldn't have been it would have been a bad situation for the new person. So until for myself, so once I knew that was truly out of my system, out of sight, out of mind, I think about then I know that I was ready to move on. So I think for that caller, if they are, still having any type of lingering situation or thinking about it, I don't think, she's ready, to make that step.
Right. And I thank you for sharing that from the male perspective. Because again, we sit around, we can talk as girlfriends and wives and all of that, but the part of the show is to hear it from the male perspective. And sometimes as women, we need to hear that from them, from you all, because it's like in our minds and heart, we're ready. We feel like we can do it, but when a guy hears it, if you're hearing unhealed, it's like, hey, it's nothing. It's not saying that you're a bad person, but I think, hey, let's keep working on yourself, keep working on the healing part, and so that you can attract that man, that right person that's not going to worry. You're not going to have to worry about them judging your past and whatnot, because they've already been healed as well. They're ready to move forward. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, a lot of men move on without being healed. But to add on to what Nelson was saying, that does cause a lot of problem with women, especially when you have a baby involved, and you don't heal yourself to that separation that allows that man to come in and to step in and get some stuff when he don't need to be getting some stuff. And you find it a lot, seriously. And again, like I say, with men, a lot of men don't go and try and heal. They keep going and they continue to damage other women due to not healing themselves. And that was something I definitely had to learn, that I didn't want to get into this marriage knowing that my picker was broken. And so even though I saw what God placed in front of me, I didn't want to be that person that, like, again, Nelson was saying, not saying that I would leave her for the previous person, but I wanted to be able to be firm on my commitment. And a lot of men don't come in firm like that.
And I agree with you, Ron, because I think, and I can only speak for myself, prior to that relationship, it was always that whoever came in around, that was like the rebound. So I never really, once I got out of the situation, I just went on to the next one,
okay,
and stuff like that. So this last go round, I consciously made an effort. I was like, you know what, let me make sure, because that young lady who wanted to get with me, and I was straight up honest with her. I could have easily just been with her and everything, and I knew what would have happened. But I honestly told her, I said, we can, hang out from time to time, but I'm not ready to fully commit because I know what will have happened.
Right
now, it was funny because sometimes some women say that just be upfront with me or whatever. So when I was upfront with her, she didn't like it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But I made a conscious decision for myself to really, like, okay, before I jump into another relationship, let me make sure, just find who I am.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, you're right. A lot of times we don't like to listen, and that's the problem. We want to hear from y'all, but we really don't want to. We really don't want to.
Is that you, Miss Atwell? Because you put your finger up. So.
No. I was going to chime into what you guys were saying, because I totally agree. And TaShon just took the words that were coming out of my mouth. I was going to say part of it is that we don't listen. Yeah. And that's both men and women, because we are so focused on what we want. We say, oh, I want this man, or I want this woman, that we're telling you sometimes, like a man will say, hey, let me take some time. Let's take it slow. But you have different type of men to go with the flow man, because he want to see what else. Or he'll say you're an okay woman because he want to see being an okay woman. He's not telling you, oh, I'm not going to consider dating you. He just wants to see other than what you're telling me, what you're showing me. That bring to the table thing is not always the legs. It's what's beneficial, because what may work for one couple may not work for this couple.
That's what I wanted to hear.
What you have and what we're putting together, you and your wife may have something golden, and TaShon and her husband may have something that you doing that doesn't work for them. So when a man says, hey, what you bring to the table, of course I'm asking, well, what are you offering? Because here's the thing, legs are everywhere. Y'all can pick and choose everywhere. But guess what? The man want to find out mentally, where's your mental status at? Can you mentally motivate me? Are you speaking that affirmation? Because guess what? We got men that can cook today. So saying, oh, I can cook a 5-course meal, baby, so can I. Okay. I have brothers that were taught how to cook and do their own laundry. So now when you come up with that, I say that Annie Oakley test questions, they don't want to hear that, because they can cook. They want to know what mentally can you sustain me mentally? Can you speak life into me? Can you support my dream? Because we have behind every successful man, there's a woman. And when a man has a vision, he has to have a woman that's going to help him put that out. This is what these men today are looking for. Baby, what else? Because I can go get legs down the street. He can go down the corner and pay $5 to get the okay. So he's trying to say what's the beneficial. And that's why I always like to say is those crucial conversations. And I go back to that because we have to communicate. Here's another thing. Men aren't the best communicators.
No.
Okay? They're not. But when they have a woman that's willing to listen and make them feel comfortable, they will talk.
And I think I hate to go back to that, but I think that emotional comprehension was pretty much taken away from us, and we haven't been man enough to sit and say to the next man, dude, it is art. To our sons, more than anything, it is okay. It is okay. You know.
What do you mean by comprehension was taken from you?
The emotional comprehension of, like, you know, we always talking about man up, men don't cry, don't be emotional. Emotions for women. That's not true. Because again, if I can't be emotionally available to pour into my wife, then this is not going to be a great marriage. Because
when you say taken from you, what did you mean? You said the comprehension was taken from y'all. What do you mean?
Men in general, back in the days, that society construct of a man is he doesn't show emotion. He always has to have that steel suit on, and a knight in shiny armor. He can't show no emotion. If anything happened to him, he has to go in a closet or something and go cry. You know, and that's man.
I'm saying the community. You said comprehension, meaning he's not understanding what we're saying. Y'all not understanding what we're saying, right? Because there is a communication breakdown, but I'm saying you saying it was taken from y'all. So that's what I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. When you said the comprehension was taken from y'all.
Comprehending the fact that it is okay to be emotional. That was taken from us.
I don't think it was taken from us. I think it just the society has changed, you know. Back in my opinion, back then it was more of a stronger family. You know, the men always, you know, make sure they take care of the wife, and they in those times they didn't have time to be emotional or whatever, because they dealing with other stuff that's, you know, outside of their household, you know, and stuff like that. But now with the society and so many access to a lot of different things, it's more and more coming out for guys to do it. And if you notice, LaRon, that's now some of the men are being, you know, understanding that, okay, you know, saying let your son do this, you know, being okay to you know, show emotion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
so maybe it should be that it should have been introduced and it wasn't, because now that there's become a thing. Maybe it should. I personally, and like this is his opinion. There's somebody got a
Evelyn, is that your mic? Your audio?
Kind of just my opinion, and I can only talk about my situation with my dad. It does hurt to see my dad just dying away, and because of his past that he can't talk about because he runs from his emotions. My son is in his early 20s. We can't have a simple conversation that any form of emotion goes into it. He shuts down. He don't want to talk. He don't want to respond. And when I mean emotion, it's just to the point that it just makes him feel any type of pain. As long as it's joy, he's all for it. But if it comes up and be like, that's why I made that post of, I'm tired of being that person that has to show the step up and be the better person, because my feelings are hurt too. And I should be able to come to you and say, hey, as a man to man, you know, I didn't too much care for how you did me. And
hold that thought. We got to take a quick music break. I don't think that's just emotion. I think that's just the communication comprehension breakdown of nobody's hearing each other and everybody's trying to change each other. That's just my thought, but I could be wrong or whatnot. But let's take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're going to dig more into this. What's your status? Are you single, married, complicated? What's your status? What's going on with you? Listen, download that app. Is that thunder? Is that thunder and lightning? I don't know. We've been storming here, so I don't know.
It's raining where y'all at?
It was earlier. I mean, before, So, you know, it's been storming, and my friends are bringing the storm. Look, y'all.
Can y'all send some of that storm to Texas, please?
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Y'all
man.
need some water,
Yeah,
don't
we
y'all?
need some water, but we drowning over here, baby.
Listen, y'all,
I
come
need
on,
a
y'all.
rain, y'all.
Y'all send the rain Texas way. It's hot
Send
over
the
there.
rain. Yes,
Listen, stay
please.
connected to 101 TKO Radio. Download that app. We'll be right back. And we are back, you guys, live on 101 TKO Radio. Hold on there. Y'all probably can't see me. My camera was acting up. Oh, there y'all go. Y'all can see me. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Listen, okay, so my internet, camera, and all of that. But listen, we are live 101 TKO Radio. There we go. Okay. I can hear myself now. We are live 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Technology trying to give us a little trouble today because we're speaking on something good. We ain't never really had this much technology issue, but
right, exactly.
Okay. Listen, before we get started, I got to give a praise break. I meant to share it in the beginning, but I always give God the glory and Christ and whatnot. But on my way here, it just made me think how good God is. Driving here, I'm always playing my inspirational gospel music or whatnot. But there was a truck, right, a pickup truck that was driving. He was like probably 2 cars in front of me, and he had boxes on the back, and one of the big boxes like flew off, and it was rolling, and it literally rolled into my car. Look to the left, to look to the right, and God gives you those quick senses, and I just veered on to the left real slow, real easy, as that box was coming towards me. And so, and I was in other cars, I think it did hit another car, but it could have really had a accident on 20 and whatnot. If y'all come down 20, y'all know that traffic is moving. And so this box just kept rolling. But I said all that to say, obstacles are gonna come your way. You just keep rolling, keep moving, and just sometimes you just have to, take a breather. But I just wanted to give that praise shout out, that shout out and praise break, because I just saw something that reminded me of that box rolling on the highway, and it was not stopping. It could have just really damaged my car and just caused an accident. So, just a quick praise moment. But listen,
Final destination moment. Final destination moment.
Don't say that, LaRon. Y'all know I don't like the highway. Okay, coming down 20.
You about to take the wrong turn.
Listen, that box scared me. That box, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be like, just move my car on over to as it kept rolling. So listen, we are having culture conversation about this topic. What's your status and so forth? And everybody on here, I got Miss Atwell, my friends, Evelyn, Mr. Takeover, and Nelson on the ones and twos, and we are having this culture conversation about the status of your relationships. And before we left, we were talking about, Lorena mentioned about the communication of men and so forth. And Nelson gave a good point and whatnot. What's your take, Evelyn? I think you were saying something. Somebody.
Yes.
Wait. Before we continue, we do have to do the business shout out, ma'am.
Oh, it is that time. Oh, my fault. Okay, quickly.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Ma'am.
Go ahead.
The mail room would like to do a business shout out to the Plush Labs Speak Retreat, Relax and Network, October 5th through the 8th, 2023. For more info, contact info@thepushlab.com or give them a call at 678-383-7572. Women Are Dope by Chelsea Speaks. For more information, contact her at IG at Women Are Dope. What's Good Podcast with Mo Diva. Follow her on IG, what's.good1111. Lady Luxury Design, LLC, handmade jewelry and more. Locate them at IG at the Lady Luxury or theladyluxury.com. Also, you can use a coupon code TMR7671 to receive 15% off of your first purchase. The Sofa Pillow Talk podcast. Connect with them at Mr. and Mrs. Take Over the World or their YouTube channel at The Sofa Pillow Talk. And also, I Can Beat MS, a worldwide organization dedicated to patients with multiple sclerosis. Connect with ICBMS on all social media platforms. And that's all business shout outs.
And again, if you are ready to be a TMR sponsor or want a business shout out, connect with us at Trinette at I am Trinette L. Collier or DM us at the mailroom 7671. And listen, we have vendor opportunities open for the Mailroom's virtual listening party that is happening on September 23rd, 2023. Make sure you go ahead and get your tickets. You can get the tickets at the website at IamTrinetteLCollier.com. You do not want to miss this. I got a dope panel. I'll be rolling out the rest of the panelists today and tomorrow. And the tickets are on sale. They're only $21. Get your tickets to this event. Last 2 years, we were inside, but this year we're going to do it virtually. So that means there is no excuse. You can get your popcorn, get the crab legs.
This year.
You can, you can, you can sit back and enjoy the panelists, because we're going to have culture conversation like this. But we're going to be able to listen from the perspective of the Black man, like be able just to listen, So invite your friends, get your tickets at IamTrinetteLCollier.com. And if you would like to be a vendor, if you want to be a vendor at this event, I got 3 great options for you. Go ahead. That's on the website as well. Listen, we're going to get into this midday music mix by DJ JohnnyPrince. And when we come back, we're going to finish this conversation, because again, this is going to be another part 2, part 3, part 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So don't go anywhere. Stay locked and loaded to 101 TKO Radio. And let's get ready for this DJ JohnnyPrince noonday mix. Y'all ready to dance, y'all? Y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, because the camera about to roll on you. About to roll on you. Stay connected, locked and loaded. Here we go. DJ JohnnyPrince music noonday mix. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We're about to get into this. Peace. Get ready, LeBron.
All right. I'm ready. I'm going to turn on the music on now.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. Y'all, that was our house music mixed by
Oh, just
one
say
and
that
only
house
DJ.
elevator music.
Yeah, what'd you say? Elevator music.
House elevator music.
Oh, did you hear that, Nelson? He put elevator with the house. You about to, Lauren? You about to get kicked
You ain't
out.
hear that?
You about to get
Yeah,
kicked
it's
out.
raining there. It's raining there. The internet service is out.
Oh, all my house heads. I don't know about how they gonna feel about you saying elevator music with house. Ooh, don't you do that. Not today. Not today. Listen, I gotta give a quick shout out to all the people who have downloaded the 101 TKO radio app during this broadcast. Woo! I am happy. Yes. Y'all listen, we're not just asking you to download just to download. We really want you to download because we have a lot of things that are happening for 101 TKO radio out here at Privy Stone Crest. You got to stay connected because we are doing some phenomenal things. Close to the end of the show, Nelson's gonna share with some things that they got coming up. And we just did a live remote, about 3, 4, 5 live remotes in the last 2 weeks and so forth. And listen, they got new merch. 101. Listen, y'all, Nelson over here got this tee and the hat on.
Man, he's sitting here showing out in front of
He's showing out,
kind of rub it
behind
in.
it. Yeah, he's showing out there. Listen,
Right, Nelson.
yes, look, download that app so that you can hear the music, so you can get connected with all of the other phenomenal personalities. We got a good team, and so you can keep up with the events. As they say, we are outside this year, this summer. So listen, 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends, okay? So listen, we are talking, we are in this chat, we are chopping it up. What is your status? And before we left, LaRon over there trying to redeem himself, still up there dancing. You got to listen.
It's in my head still, man.
I told you that house music be jamming now. Love me some house. So before we left, Evelyn, what you were talking about, I'm sorry, we had,
yeah, there were a number of things that we were covering.
Like that's what I said. I love our show because we get to talking and we have y'all bring the heat with this, with your information. So, and we do. I'm gonna have to start taking down the notes where we left off at. So, okay. Go ahead, Evelyn.
One of the things. This was a few segments ago that I was. My connection was lost and I wasn't able to finish the point that I was making. And then I'll bring us up to where we were last. One of the things that we were talking about when people are looking to get married and they're asking those questions, what do you think a wife is? What do you think a husband is? A lot of men are looking for women who can cook, clean, have babies, and deliver sex whenever they get ready. I was making the point that those things don't require a partnership with that woman. You can pay for those things. You can pay for somebody to cook. You can pay for somebody to clean. You can certainly pay for sex, and you can pay for them to have your children. Once you do that, that contractual obligation between you and that person is done. It's been met. She's done her part. You've done yours, and that's the end of it. That doesn't require you being a partner with that person, because if you look at a person and you see their value, they can still be a partner to your life, having done none of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And when men are looking for a wife, what they're calling her is a wife, but what they really want is an employee, somebody who will do what for the house, for the food, for the babies, for whatever else. They just want an employee, because if it's an employee, whatever that person says doesn't have to register high enough to be considered in your decision making.
Yeah.
And when women hear what he's saying he wants, as far as those services are concerned, in an employee, and then she says, I don't want to deal with a guy who would treat me like I'm less than equal human he is, she's being accused of being too feminist. She's too independent. She's out of her divine feminine energy and all of that other nonsense that they call to try and fit her into the limited, narrow definition of what he thinks a wife is. And that's why I think Nelson was saying that people have to come together and decide what their relationship is going to look like.
Individually.
How is it going to play out between us?
Right.
And one of the problems that we run into in society is the mentality that's rampant now. What's right for me becomes the standard for you. You don't have to like it. That's what you do because that's what I do, and that's what makes it right. But no, and when you have situations like that, people spend an exorbitant amount of time defending themselves from positions they never even claim to have. And when you're trying to get to the communication point, bringing us up to there, when you're trying to get to the communication factor, the issue of people talking one to another, particularly man to woman, you have to look, not you specifically, but everyone has to understand the importance of talking to the person in front of you, not who you think they are, not what you expect them to be, not what people have told you they may be, but who is actually in front of you. That person may have different preferences than what you've been made to believe. That person may have different desires than what you've been made to believe. And that person just may be completely different than what you've been made to believe. And if all you expect from them is what you expect from them, how will you ever get to know them and build the bridge to intimacy? And not necessarily physical intimacy, just the connectivity that people want versus just the company that they find. And the last one that I wanted to share to bring us up to where we are now. Many times when people say their relationship status is complicated, there are not too many guarantees when we talk about relationships. One that could be a guarantee 99.999% of the time when they say it's complicated, that is a red flag. Because it's complicated usually means there's a situation that person does not know how to resolve. And if they don't have conflict resolution skills, that's a problem. So the situation on the other end of that spectrum that says, I know that our situation is not going to be what that person wants out of it, but they're too convenient to my life, so I don't want to let them go yet.
You're there for convenience. There's an option or a choice.
Right. And they don't want to commit to one person because if they say out loud that I want to be with this person, then the other person, if they're remotely healthy, will back out of the situation. And I say if they're remotely healthy because unfortunately there are people who will say, well, you're not married yet, so I still have a chance.
It's called accountability. They don't want to take accountability.
It's right there.
And there are so many factors that go into a relationship status that should be simple. And I emphasize that they should be simple in contrast to the reasons that they aren't. Many people like to look at emotion, and because emotion is so abstract, they like to say that there are no definites and there are no absolutes, but in some cases there are. There really should be. If you don't know what you want, I understand that you don't know what you want. That doesn't mean you have to play with my emotions for 2 years until you get the courage to tell me that you don't know what you want. That is an absolute, even in the abstract realm of what is considered emotional. And on the last point for LaRon, we were talking about that there are men who've been taught that if they express emotion, that makes them weak. And so they recoil and they don't want to share whatever emotion that is. There is strength in facing the challenges that complicate your current life.
Yes.
And if you get to a point where the only thing you can do about them is to release in that way, that is healthier than the relationship you have with the person who's calling you weak for it.
On that note, we got to take a quick music break. And when we come back, we're going to continue this discussion. But make sure you download that app, 101 TKO Radio and the Mailroom. We'll be right back. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. That's the new one with Sierra and Chris Breezy. How we roll. And congratulations to her and hubby for announcing their fourth baby. They're building that family. They're building that unit. So congratulations.
I love that situation.
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
with you on that. I love it. I do too.
I love Russell them. They, hey, they got beautiful children and family and so forth. So that's what you're supposed to do.
For me,
I thought it was too,
that relationship showed a lot that because to be honest, not to get into sexual business, I do think Mr. Russell is kind of on the freaky side, but
I'm with you on it.
He held his respectful ground with her, something that Future didn't, and waited for what he needed to wait for. And I am so proud of him. And I think that's why that relationship is the way that it is. And it speaks volume to what Miss Evelyn was saying, that everybody, and I think that's why we don't know what a wife and a husband is, because it is not one thing. My wife is not TaShon, and my wife is never going to be TaShon. So what my wife does for me, if TaShon does it for Chef, she might look at TaShon sideways because
Right. Because he know I ain't gonna walk in no heels, and he see me trying to walk in some heels. He gonna be like, "Who you hanging with?"
Yeah,
I'm like, well, Lisa them, but they wear them heels.
Yeah,
They would no, you can't do what Lisa them do because Lisa them know how to walk. You don't.
You know
You
what?
gonna
Yeah.
fall. That I stay in my lane. But there, you're right. There is, and that was one of my issues in my first marriage. I tried to pattern my marriage after what I saw my friends and family do, and there is a foundation that you have as, there are some principles that you have in common with, your friends and family, because you always want to surround yourself with good, positive couples, especially being married. Right. You want to surround yourself with like-minded couples. But again, you have to make what works best for your household, and that was one of my downfalls in the very beginning of my first marriage. I thought I was supposed to be married like everybody else, because I saw the outside, I didn't really know what was happening in the inside. And so I was like trying to make my marriage work, where it's like, no, because each situation is different. And so now this time I've learned, it's like, oh, you know what? I have to do what's good for me and Chef, and so forth. But again, you have those, you have similar principles from your other friends that are married. All of my married friends, we have pretty much the same foundational principles, which are, some standard things that, hey, this is what your husband is going to do. This is what a wife is going to do in X, Y, and Z. So, yeah. I agree with that. So yeah, shout out to them. Listen, shout out to the city of Atlanta again. Everybody that's going to the that's who was getting a brow earlier too. All the people who are going to the Beyonce concert this weekend, you getting a brow.
Oh my God.
Why? Because I'm not there. That's why. You getting a brow. That's all.
And I saw that it was good. I got
all of my friends that are going to the Beyonce concert here in the ATL this weekend. Yes, I am hating. If y'all don't show me the videos, I'm gonna unfriend y'all. Y'all better send me some videos. But I heard last night she kicked it off here in the ATL. So it is Bay ATL weekend. So y'all enjoy yourself. Also, again, congratulations to Atlanta celebrating 50 years of hip hop this week. And as the celebration continues, I think they have some more concerts and so forth. And we have some heavy hitters of hip hop here in the ATL: Outkast, the Dungeon Family, T.I., all of them. So make sure
you played Field Mob, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
I actually went to school with Smoke, and we used to walk to school, and I did not expect him to start rapping like he did, even though we used to rap from home to school. And I just hit him up and tried to see if he was in Atlanta, because I keep forgetting about that. But I'll see if I can try and get him on the show.
Hey, listen, do it. And also Dugan's on Ponce. If you from the ATL, Dugan's on Ponce has been demolished. And I don't know about y'all, even though I'm an introvert, Dugan's was my spot. Oh my gosh. What about you, Nelson?
During the mid-90s.
Yeah. Man, Dugan's. Everybody did. I think everybody in that 90s era. Yeah, the stories, even the I didn't even have some parking lot altercations. I was come roll up if you want to. Y'all wouldn't even know it. Like, I was surprised at myself, but Dugan's was the spot.
Y'all, she saved now, so she saved.
Yeah, that was the first location. So Dugan's on Ponce is no more. That is an Atlanta staple. Like, when you talk to anybody from the like in them 90s and early 2000s, Dugan's was the spot. So I won't say RIP, because I think they're gonna move it to another location, but it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same. So that was a Atlanta thing. Did you ever go to Dugan's takeover when you were here?
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You were here in the A and didn't go to Dugan's.
Nope. Why they took it down?
What'd you say?
Why they took it down?
I want to say either Chick-fil-A brought them out or that some other company purchased that area, because that whole area, Ponce City Market, all of that area has changed. So, but they're moving it supposedly. I'm not sure, but it's nothing like that location. Nothing like Ponce de Leon. Dugan.
Yeah, because we got that food the other day, man. Lord.
Over at Ponce City Market.
TaShon, they better not touch Varsity. As long as they don't touch Varsity, I'll be good.
I have not been there yet. Is it good?
You haven't been to Varsity either?
I have not.
But that's my favorite. One of my favorites. When I'm in Atlanta, I gotta go to Varsity, baby.
Yeah, Varsity. Now a lot of people don't like the Varsity. I like the Varsity. You like the Varsity?
I love Varsity. I love the Varsity.
If you from the A, you don't go to the Varsity.
You really don't. You really don't go to the Varsity. I like
to go now then.
No,
I mean, no, you need to go. Yeah, you can go. Yeah.
But a lot of people that really go to the Varsity.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're out of towners. Like, so when I go to the Varsity, when I tell people I'm going to get me a hot dog, they be like, "Really, Sean? You going to the Varsity?" I be like, "Yeah, I just got that Varsity taste." But most of the people who do go to the Varsity, like he said, they're out of towners. So, but once you've already had it, you good to go. Like I pass it every day. I'm good to go. I like my stomach now. Like, I ain't got time to be running to the bathroom. That's what the Varsity does too.
Right.
Okay, no, I do not want to go.
You should not mess with it because you don't eat it all. You already, you haven't had it. But if you get, the older you get, you can't eat all that food no more.
It's Taco Bell type stuff.
Oh,
I tried not to think that. I did.
Taco Bell off the list.
I tried.
The only thing I get from Taco Bell now is that mountain. What's that? Blast.
The Baja
Blast frozen thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
keep everything together.
That mess up my sperm counts. I can't mess with that neither.
Listen, Taco Bell. Even though now they got a black CEO, I can't even support. I try to support them somewhere, but I can't eat no Taco Bell. I'm sorry. Nah, that's just. As you get older, there's just a lot of foods you just can't eat no more. You just cannot.
Get the bubble guts.
Man, I don't even know if it's bubble guts or what. It's just it.
So that is a good conversation too, because there's something to ask at the beginning of the relationship. Yeah. Do you use the bathroom? A lot of y'all women, and yes, I'm saying y'all women, because it's a high percentage don't want. Oh, I can't use the bathroom in front of you.
And that's straight cap. And that's straight cap.
No,
I'm not gonna mess up my inside a whole nothing. Right. I got to use the bathroom. So, honey, I'm gonna be pretty and use your bathroom. I'm gonna take my pretty spray with me in there, but I'm gonna use your bathroom. I'm gonna hold it until I get home. No, I tell you, like in Uncle Joe's voice from Medea, he said, "Let go and let God." Honey, I'm gonna let it go. It gotta come out. Yes, absolutely. I feel that is so when women say, "Oh, I can't use the bathroom around him," so what are you? That means you're pretending. He's not seeing you in your authenticated self. He doesn't know what he's getting. So you're mirroring something that later on.
You talking about when you dating?
Yeah, when you first, you're
dating. You gonna use the bathroom in front of him?
Why not?
Listen.
I did not. I could not use the bathroom in front of him.
Here's my thing. The way society's built up now, nobody's saving themselves for marriage. Let's be real. Everybody they want to see what the cookie do. They want to see what this do. They want to test out the milk before they get the cow. So guess what? If you're getting to know each other and you're being honest, I gotta use the bathroom. Or you taking a shower? Okay, you taking your shower. I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go in another bathroom, but I'm gonna use it.
I couldn't use it.
I agree with
baby,
you.
we gonna
go. But okay, y'all men to do that.
I mean, I don't even bother. It doesn't bother me if I'm not gonna tell her, okay, which you go home or
really. That's what Chef used to be like. He said, "I know you over there. I know you got a poop." He said, "You can put in your face." I'd be like, "No, I'm good." I'd be like, "I'm good. I'm about to go." I literally left one night. I drove, and he was in DeKalb area. I'm way on smarter. 3 o'clock in the morning. I kid you not. I got up, got in that car and I drove home 2:30 in the morning because I had to use the bathroom. I refused to use the bathroom in front of him.
No.
Nope.
No, I got to use the bathroom. Can I use your bathroom? I go use the bathroom.
Oh my gosh, y'all. See, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
I didn't. Could you repeat what he said?
No, Nelson. She said repeat.
No, I was saying that even when I went to meet somebody parents for the first time, and I had to go. I'm like, listen.
You did it at her parents' house.
I know she was embarrassed. I had told her I'm sorry.
I'm finna blow it up.
We got to blow it up.
We weren't leaving no time soon.
I'm finna blow it up.
And then the bad thing about it, that time, you know what I'm saying, you voted in her car.
Oh, see, you the blood
You are not tear my stomach up.
That's just like saying that's like just saying, oh, I'm not gonna eat in front of you because no, baby, I'm about to eat because first I'm gonna let you know I'm eating in front of you. I'm gonna be my natural self. Because if I can't be my natural self in front of you in the beginning, then what are we doing? That means we're pretending. I'm putting on a show, and so you don't really know me in the beginning. So there it is now. When I start to do these things, you're questioning, well, why? Wait a minute. Why are you showing me this side of you now? That's the problem. Let me be my own authentic self. Let me be real with you. Let me show you me. Let me show you when I wake up in the morning and I don't put on this makeup on, or I got my hair bonnet on. I'm walking around looking like Cleo or Fred Sanford. Let me show you that me. Let me show you the rough side of me. So that means I know that you see me for the roughness. So when I do get myself all dolled out, you can say, yep, that's my lady. I didn't see it. Let me show you the little thugalicious side of me. So you're like, yeah, she got a little something in her, but she's sassy. She know how to be classy. Because what am I hiding for? And that's because society is teaching us to put these masks on. We're being taught by society that you have to look a certain way or else you're not going to get a guy. You have to act a certain way because a man's not going to like you. And that's why we are coming up in this generation. We have to change that cycle so that the younger generation, young men and women that come in behind us can pattern and say, no, that's not it. This is how it's supposed to go. We have to communicate it. All roads lead again to TaShon. It has to lead with communication. You have to have understanding. You have to understand, are we talking? Are we just talking or are we listening? Because remember when we talked on my panel, I said a lot of us were doing this. We're talking, but nobody's listening. I hear
Hold that thought. And when we come back from this music break, we're going to continue that conversation and ask the question, are you single until you are married? Oh, okay. That's a good question, Evelyn. All right, let's answer that. So listen, stay locked and loaded. Download that app right now, 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. And I already wrote it down. We're going to come back for a part 2 on this one because we ain't finished talking. So listen, stay locked and loaded. We'll be right back.
Go.
No, I don't. Oh, what's up? Listen, I'm all into the song. Nelson telling me to.
Let's say go.
Nelson like go, and I'm all into my song, y'all. Y'all know that's one of my songs, right? I was like, I see something, but I'm like, oh, we got live back on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room.
Nelson,
yeah, that's my song.
She told you when I was there that Usher, she was
yes,
she was
Usher
robbing the cradle. She robbing the cradle.
That list. Hey, he's grown. He's in his 40s.
Okay, he ain't no baby no more.
He ain't no baby. Usher is on the list.
Him qualified to get it too.
She's going to jail.
Usher's next.
Him qualified. Hey,
he qualified. Listen, we are having. Hey, Usher, USHER.
He told you don't leave your girl around me. True player for real. Hey,
and he meant that too. Usher knows, honey. Listen, we are wrapping up this phenomenal show, but before we start wrapping up, Evelyn asked the question: are you single until you are married? What you say? I say yes. You single until you.
It depends on how you come at that question, because I am always, and my wife is always single because we're individually, but when married, I'm hoping
single. You say y'all single.
I'm a single individual. Yes, we are single. My wife is at work now. My wife is at work now, and I am okay. Man. I can live without her, even though I miss her. I can still function. So singly, yes, I am functional, but no, I am committed. But
yeah, you married. It's posted all over the place.
A whole married man.
If anybody ever see you out here in them streets,
we snitching
and trying to act single. We just pull up Facebook one picture. No, he ain't single. Who is you? I'm gonna be like, who is you? Because that ain't no. If we ever see you by yourself trying to be single, you better leave. Man, please. I would be blocking all kind of way. Then I get on you. Then I get you.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey,
I deal with that other person, and then I deal with you. I'll be like, he ain't single. Move on. Bye.
Okay.
What do we mean by that?
Uber. He ain't single. I don't know what happened.
I would say. For me, I would say you have many different views, and it depends on a person review. So for me, yes, I'm single until I get married, because here's the thing, like Takeover said, we're individual people. So when you get into a union, you're still two individual people chasing your individual dreams, but you're doing it together so that you're able to, in the end, go on those nice relationships. Now, if you're committed and you say, okay, we have a monogamous relationship, yes, be true to that person, because you know what your end goal is. But you have some people that when they get into these relationships, because they have that conversation, they're into poly. So they're into open relationships. So guess what? They're with you, but then you agreed for them to be with everybody else. But once you get married, now they say, oh, well, we're in an open marriage, because guess what? We got us. And when we get ready, we want to bring in the unicorn, and we want to bring in the extra person. We're married. So that question can be answered in both ways. But in my belief, yes, until you, because that's just like saying, oh, I'm a wife now that I got the ring put on my finger. No, it says when he found you, you were a wife. Now, how you perfect that, going into that wifely mode, that's all up to you. He steps into his husband role, yes, but at times, like I said, yeah, I'm single. Yeah. Okay, now I'm in a relationship. I'm going to respect you, because that's what we're saying. We're working towards marriage. Now you propose to me. Now I'm a woman. I'm single, but guess what? I'm still with this man, because now I'm making those steps for us where now the two becomes one. So yes, Evelyn, that's a great question. There's no right or wrong answer that, in my opinion. But again, it depends on the perspective of how you see the relationship.
Right.
There are many people who say the night before you get married is your last night as a single person. And to that notion, I reject, outright. Once you commit to be with that person, you are in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You are not qualified as single by dating availability standards.
Yeah.
And there are people who will how do I put this succinctly? There are people who will argue that until you actually get married, then you are still single. And in that vein, the way that is presented, most of the time, it's a woman who is telling herself that she is single until we get married. She and the guy get married because he's telling her that he doesn't want a relationship, but he's buying her gifts. He's taking her out. He's kissing her on the face. He's doing all of these things that would indicate to her a relationship. So she has to convince herself that until we make the conversation and commit to each other, he's just doing all these nice things. He is not my boyfriend. We are not committed to each other. Until he says we are, until we agree that we are, then I am still single. And in her presentation, I agree with that, because there are women who will receive a man's behavior in relationship ways and expect that to mean his commitment to her. And then she'll be upset with him once she sees him out with somebody else. He falls back on, I never said we were in a committed relationship. So the counsel for her would be, yes, you are single until you and that man commit to be together. At the point that you commit to be together, you are not single anymore. Just like there was a couple who were, it's a celebrity. So can we talk about celebrities by name here? We've been doing it, so I'm going to go and jump back in.
Yeah.
Situation with Nia Long. She was in a relationship with this man for like 11 something years. And they were engaged because he had proposed to her 11 some odd years ago, but they just never got married. So now he, is found to have participated in his indiscretions. I'm trying to be politically correct here.
Right.
People were saying that she had no right to be mad because they weren't married. And I'm just like, how did you miss the point that for all of these years, they were supposed to have been committed to each other? And that commitment that they made to each other does not make either of them available for relationships as the single status would project.
Right.
So for that situation, you're single until you're married is not technically correct, because you are committed to a person before you marry them. And it is in honor of that commitment that you stop calling yourself single. If you want to still be single, don't commit.
Right. Exactly. And so now they're working it out. They're in talks, and people got something to say about that. I'm like, let that lady and him, they got to deal with that. If they want to work it out, let them work it out. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. I would give it some time, but
still out there.
People can change.
If I could chime
On
in for a second, just to that point, I think a lot of this will be what's the word I'm trying to say? I guess a lot of the misconfusion could be about when somebody say that they're actively dating.
Yeah.
So if they're actively, that means that I'm dating this person.
Yeah.
I can possibly date the other person.
Right.
And that would get that confusion, because sometimes people think that, we're dating.
Yeah.
Then there's just exclusively me, until that person said, no, I'm exclusively dating you.
There it is.
They screwed the word dating up.
Yeah. And you do have to make that very clear in that beginning. It's like I'm dating, and I'm dating other people, or I'm exclusively dating. Are we exclusively dating? And what is your definition of exclusivity? Like you have
when you say you dating me, oh my God, you committed to me if you say you dating me.
And just make it plain. Like ask that question. Yeah, like ask that question. What's your definition of dating? Because this is my definition, and then that way. But if you're saying dating, we're gonna date, then that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, we gotta wrap this up, because we're gonna have to talk about this. That's gonna probably be the next topic. What's the definition of dating? Because that happens, and that's the reason why a lot of us around here upset and mad at the opposite sex, because it's like, well, we supposed to be dating. And I tell some of my clients, what did he tell you that you're the only one? Or did you just assume that you're the only one? Well, he should have known. No, he shouldn't have known, because again, dating is what it is. It's collecting data from different people, and it's okay. It's okay to date. So listen, y'all, if y'all want to hear that topic, let us know, because that we're gonna have to dig into that one, because I think that goes along with this, your relationship status, because again, you know, it ties all together. That's why I tell you, I bring smart people on this platform, y'all. I don't bring no anybody, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see how that just flow? Like, you know, that relationship status and all that. Like, what is dating? So we're gonna have to come back. I'm sorry, what you got, Miss Atwell?
No, I was going to say, and that's why it all leads back again, communication in the beginning, because you get the understanding of what the dynamics is going to be. Because if we're not listening, we miss that and we misconstrued it, because, oh, you're dating, so we're together. So now the woman, you're putting all your eggs in one basket and you focusing on this one man. But guess what? He's focusing on somebody else. While you sit and wait for him to call, he's calling somebody else. While you wait for him to do things with you, and then you sitting there, then you get into your emotions, because now you're emotionally upset because you're giving more than he's giving you. But baby, we never said that we were exclusive. We never said that we were in a full relationship. We're dating. So now whatever you give in that dating, if you decide to give some legs, don't be mad because you can't get your legs back. He didn't say that you're my girlfriend. He didn't say, oh, we're going to be exclusive. He didn't say, well, let's give this thing a try. He's in a let me see what you got to offer me. Let me see what it is we're doing. Let me test your mental. So now when you get into it, now, yes. And that's where that plays into, are you single until you're married? Because guess what? If we're dating, honey, yeah, I'm single. You know,
exactly.
So don't get mad and get to hiding in my bushes to figure out who it is, or calling me, oh, who was that man you was on the phone with, or who is this? First of all, you stepping out of you out of line. I don't know if y'all like football, but I'm gonna throw a flag on the play. I'm throwing a flag. That's first and goal right there, because you out of pocket for asking me questions, because you're not my significant other. I am dating, so you have to be clear. Men and women, when you say these things, because that's why we see so many situations where they say crimes of passion, because you have the wrong concept. But I can't wait till we do this again, because you said we got to wrap up. So I'm a whole
we got to come back with this. So listen, in 30 seconds or less, LaRon, tell us what you got going on.
Well, tonight at 9 o'clock, we do have Mark and Nicole that we're going to be interviewing, me and the wifey. On our podcast on the Sofa Pillow Talk on YouTube. So if you want to chime in on that, definitely you're welcome.
Sounds good. Evelyn, what you got going on or coming up?
It has been a pleasure to be with you guys. Always it is. I have my Facebook series that I call Sensible Sunday. Every week there's a post that will help people make better decisions about the choices that they're making for their lives.
Awesome. And your book, how do we get your book?
The book is available for purchase at evelynwhitney.com. And you can follow me on Facebook, Evelyn Whitney Books, on Twitter and Instagram at eWhitneyBooks, and my YouTube channel, Evelyn Whitney.
Gotcha. And you all make sure you get that book. I have my copy. Miss Atwell, what do you have coming up?
Nothing much, ma'am.
Business, ma'am. Your new business venture. What's the name of your new business? You're gonna start showing out on the show now. Stop showing out.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the name of your business?
I have a new company that I just started called Eye Care Solutions, a virtual assistant company where I offer you all the office needs to lighten your workload and your hours, just doing it virtually. So I just started off and stepped out and doing that. So that's what I have going on right now.
And congratulations on that. Awesome. Nelson, what you got coming up? We're sitting over there in that 101 TKO merch.
Showing up.
The only thing that, definitely we still looking for kids from the ages of 13 to 18 who could be interested in a radio or podcast. So we're definitely have a course geared towards them to just that basic 101 broadcasting,
Right.
things of that nature, or who may be interested in potentially going to mass communication. But,
Right.
we're thinking about possibly opening it up to, some adults as well.
Okay, that's cool. And you can find that information on the website, 101 TKO Radio website. Please make sure you download that app. And again, get your tickets for the TMR listening party going down September 23rd. Tickets are only $21. Vendor opportunities are available. Also, the address, the ticket purchase on the website, iltrinettelcollier.com. And listen, come back next week, same time, same place. We'll put up the topic later on today or tomorrow. I don't know, because we came up with about 3, 4, 5 and so forth. So I'm gonna have to ask my friends, Miss Atwell and Miss Evelyn, if they want to come on back with us.
Absolutely.
Up in here.
Miss
So
Atwell is all for this.
I thank y'all so much for being on today. And listen,
Prince,
with that, we gotta head
hurt
on
my feelings,
out.
man.
Huh?
I was
Prince
wondering.
hurt my feelings, had me in here with all these women. I ain't know what to do.
See, you gotta be on your toes. Listen, until next week, same time, same place. We're out. Peace.
Peace, everybody. Bye.